The only good thing about this meeting was that it was with the same caseworker who had helped Teddy when he was first released. Her name was Isa, and she looked just like she had when they first met, still around 40, still dressed like some kind of hybrid bohemian Södermalm woman and blingy Östermalm lady, still wearing brightly colored scarves and weird wrist warmers alongside small diamond earrings, which weren't actually that small. "Hi, Teddy. It's been a while," said Isa. Small dimples appeared on her cheeks when she smiled. For some reason, Teddy liked her, even though her only role was to put him to work. "Yeah, time flies," he said, trying to seem friendly in return. The whole thing was really just embarrassing. When he first got out of prison, he hadn't thought he would need to sit here, and certainly not several years later. He had thought he would come out to a different Sweden, that he would be on a different level. He had been motivated, ready to work hard and to give up his time. He really had changed. He was ready to take the hard route, to leave all the crap behind him. But being ready was one thing, actually changing was another. Reality had quickly caught up with him. There was an 8-year black hole in his CV, and by now, he had almost become accustomed to people's suspicion. Though only almost. "Well, let's go over how the past few years have been, job-wise," Isa suggested. "Where do you want to start?" "I know you found a job at a law firm." Teddy wanted to keep this brief. "Yeah, I took a few assignments as a special investigator for a firm called Lyon." "Special investigator, what does that mean?" "It's kind of hard to explain, but the partner in charge, Magnus Hassel, he called me a fixer." Teddy thought back to how many of those jobs had led to violence, and how he had risked becoming the Teddy he no longer wanted to be. He hadn't worked for the firm for more than a year now, ever since the whole Mats Emanuelson case. Isa asked a few questions about wages, work experience, and whether he had taken any training courses. "And after the law firm?" she wondered. "What did you do then?" "Since then, it's been tricky. I've taken some crammy courses." Isa looked down at her papers. He knew she wouldn't just be able to see that he had taken all of the guidance courses and group activities run by Crammy, but also that he had completed at least 5 practical placements. None of them had led to a permanent position. Crammy was an initiative run by the Public Employment Service and the prison authorities, aiming to help guys like him, people with a so-called criminal history, find and, above all, hold down a job. He didn't know why it never worked out for him. Isa talked about guidance courses and work plans. Her desk was made of pale wood. The floor was linoleum, the walls covered in white textured paper, and the chairs felt plastic. Behind her, there was a glass panel through which Teddy could see other employment officers and his own reflection. He was tall and always felt like his hair was invisible somehow. Ash blonde, shortish, or maybe it was mid-length. With the exception of Isa's earrings, everything in the room reminded him of prison. It wasn't a personal room. It wasn't Isa's own office. It was a meeting cell, a place that looked into the employment service, but not out onto reality.